Shalom, it's Alma One Abad. Let's start off again. All praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful lit. This push is true, cause the four corners of the earth in truth and sincerity and with charity. And this is all in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and it's teaching in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Alright, just want to get into this sit down. Just ran through these articles today. One being on BBC News, this article about the KKK rally in Virginia leads to rival protests and clashes. So I'm just going to get into it. Dozens of KKK members took part in an authorized march to protest at the planned removal of a statue of General Robert E. Lee from Charlottesville. General Lee oversaw the pro-slavery Confederate force in the U.S. Civil War. Alright, read on. The marchers, some carrying Confederate flags, were separate from rival groups by metal barricades and armed police. Go down. They were greeted in the university town by large crowds chanting "shame" and "racist go home" shortly after they had gathered at Justice Park. Go down. Police declared the counter protest unlawful and used tear gas to disperse the crowds, and several people were arrested. You see pictures right there. But they don't read on. Defended the Confederate flag and monuments that recall the era of slavery had become a rallying cause for both old and new branches of the far right in the U.S. Some observers agree that U.S. President Donald Trump's election to the White House has re-energized the far-right movement across the United States. So, hey, with Trump being in office, man, he's stirring up that, that old, them white devils, man, the Edomites, stirring up that old spirit, of hate, for, these so-called, Negroes, Latinos, and Natives, which are the Israelites, stirring up that hate for y'all, man, and, like I said, man, these devils, man, so-called white people, the Edomites, which are red people, man, they, finished really start, showing their real true colors for Jake, man, and start really, getting at y'all, man, and showing y'all, like, hey, these Edomites showing on, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Natives, like, hey, we don't give a fuck about y'all, man. They finna start, getting that Jake, fighting Jake, man, getting that Jake. And then that's gonna lead to, like, I said race wars, race riots, and that's what's going on right here, that tension, and like I say, that war spirit is stirring up more and more. So it's gonna get real, serious out here soon. But I'm gonna go to the next article. This is CNN. Rallies, riots, and raves going down. Clashes between riot police and demonstrators. And this at the G20 summit over there in Germany. Read back over. Clashes between riot police and demonstrators started shortly after the Welcome to Hell rally began on Thursday evening. Police who had contained the crowd with tear gas, pepper spray, and water cannons said they were responding to violent protests known as the Black Bullock, Belok, something like that, who had shown up with their faces and heads completely covered. Alright, go down to the Welcome to Hell. Hey, they call it Welcome to Hell, man. Hey, all hell's gonna break loose, across the four corners of earth, and here in America as well. It's gonna get real serious out here. I mean, in these times, that we, going forward, So it's gonna be real crazy times we're heading into. But I'll keep reading. Welcome to Hell was the first of over 30 planned demonstrations in the days before, during and after the G20 summit on Saturday. Hamburg police said 213 officers were injured, at least 114 protesters were arrested, and 98 detained over the 3 days. So, I'm seeing that anymore on that. That's about it. Let's see. Yeah, I just want to get to the point of that. So, yeah, man, things are going down, man. So, hey, man, and that goes into 2 Ezra chapter 15, 14, which I'm finna get that now. The race wars and sedition among men, but I don't get it. This is on 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world of them that dwell therein. Verse 15, for the sword and their destruction drive nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So that's what's going on over there right now, over there in Germany, man. And, you got the protests in Virginia. People, fighting one against another. I say race riots, and keep reading on. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So, and that's what's going on, man. These people, man, over there in Germany, across the four corners, over there in Venezuela, that's Central America, South America. Down there, you got men, invading one another, men and women, invading one another, and fighting against the government, So hey, that second Ezra chapter 15, is coming. It's coming in the past, man. Coming to life, man. So starting to see all these things coming about, in the world, it's intensifying. It's gonna get worse, So, so I'm just gonna keep reading, and that's gonna lead to the time of Jacob's trouble. Well, somewhere in it now, but it hasn't hit here yet in America fully, but it's coming, So, but this on 17. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city, it shall not be able. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, men shall be afraid. Alright? And I say, that's martial law. You're not gonna be able to, go into it, into a city, different parts of the city that you live in, towns and stuff like that. It's gonna be blocked off martial law troops, And then that's coming real soon. Alright? Go 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So, hey, man, it's common time, man. Hey, I say, man, especially in America, these people that's still out here walking around thinking America is gonna keep going, and they think these stores and stuff gonna stay open, these restaurants. It's gonna be a rude awakening when the lack of food, and when these restaurants, they can't bring in the trucks don't come rolling in like they used to. These stores, it's gonna be a shortage of food shortages, soon in America, and these people gonna be out here bugging out, man. So there's that great tribulation, Jacob's trouble, you know. So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives, man, y'all gonna y'all gonna really catch hell out here, man, when the time come, and then especially you women, that's at ease in this place in America. So let me go to I'm just gonna end it off with second Ezra's. Go to 16 and I'll say 12. No, we'll start 14. Second Ezra 16:14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again till they come upon the earth. What's like? Hold up. No, that's not one. It's like, yeah, I can go back. That was 16. It might be a slide. Hold up. Oh, yeah, okay, slide. Yeah, okay. It's on 2nd Ezra 16:36. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it, believe not the gods whom the Lord spake. 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. 38. When a woman with a child in the ninth month bringeth forth a son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass of her womb, her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. So, hey, these are things to come, man. These plagues, man. I say famine, disease, pestilence. All these things gonna come about. You know, these diseases gonna intensify, and not gonna have a cure for them, man. A lot of folks gonna die off like that too. You know, just recently I just saw something on it was on World Star Hip Hop. There was a video about a gonorrhea. They said it's a new disease, called super gonorrhea, where it can be cured. But I don't look more into it on that. But hey, they just tell you, hey, Jake out here, being wicked out here, sleeping around, these women, sleeping around with other men, all this, all these fornication, and these men out here sleeping with men. Hey, y'all finna catch these diseases that y'all can't cure. Y'all gonna die from them, you know. But I keep reading. 39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So hey, man, all across the four corners where Jake at, these other nations as well, Edomites. Hey, this is the time of great judgment in the world, and the Lord is gonna bring it about, on every side, man. So people gonna feel it. The only ones that's gonna the only ones that's gonna survive the times to come and to, be delivered, out of the sad perils to come and the great tribulation. And Jacob's trouble is gonna be the elect of Israel, you know, which is so-called niggas like Tina Native, only the elect, the 144,000, 1/3, consists of women and children as well. In that, them the only ones, if you, chosen, Lord willing, I know I'm part of the norm, I continue to adore, but there's them the only ones that's gonna escape is the elect of Israel. So I ain't want to make this too long, So I just want to bring that out, cause the times is coming about, it's gonna get real serious out here, for the Akim, we just gotta keep on, keep pushing, and just stay focused, stay focused on the kingdom, and stay praying, keep praying to the Lord, and give you strength to do it, cause it's not of our own will, you know, it's the Lord's will, if the Lord, want us to keep, going, but I just want to, just bring this out, so to the apostles, elders, and to the sister Akim, great millstone, and to the few sisters that do listen and do it to the end. Shalom.